Hello, everybody. It's always a delight to be able to speak with you for a few moments. November 1st, Sunday, is All Saints' Day. So I thought I might like to share just a few ideas on the notion of not just saints, but what is holiness all about? And you may have your own ideas about that, so I'd love to hear from you. Anyway, if I were to say to you, would you like to win the New York State Lottery, which is now worth $41 million, you would say, yep, I can hear you already. Right on. Yes, yes. If I were to say to you, would you like to be a saint? You would say, not a lot of response. Didn't quite catch the same enthusiasm coming back. Well, that makes sense. Lottery? My gracious, 41 million bucks. Being a saint? It sounds kind of removed, remote, boring, dull. One of the reasons for this lack of enthusiasm, I think, is that we really don't have any good working definition or description of what holiness is in our own daily lives. And for example, we get up every morning at 6, 7 o'clock, have breakfast, go to work, or go to school, or if you're retired, maybe work around the house, go visit the grandkids, do some babysitting for the grandchildren. Come home, 5, 6 o'clock at night, get dinner, eat, maybe watch some television, do some work around the house, go to bed. Get up the next morning, go through the same ritual. And that's day after day after day. So, a very legitimate question is, where is holiness in the midst of all of this? Let me share with you the ideas of 3 different people who talk about this idea of holiness in our lives, or what it means to be a saint today. 3 people with a little different take on it, but maybe one or the other might make sense to you. The first person I'd like to speak about is a man by the name of Robert Ellsberg, who wrote a book entitled Saints and Sanctity for the 21st Millennium. And his take, his description on holiness is this. Ellsberg says, holiness happens when the lives we live and the choices that we make in some way are colored by, affected by, touched by the vision, the message of Jesus. That's holiness. When God's vision touches our lives and influences the way we act, that's what holiness is. Second, this is perhaps a little less theoretical. It comes from some words of Pope Francis, who was doing a homily at a World Youth Day in Brazil. This was a few years back. Now, it's a World Youth Day, so his words in some way are directed toward young people, but we're all young at heart, right? This is what Pope Francis said. We need saints, people, saints for the 21st century with a spirituality appropriate for our time. We need saints. We need people who love the Eucharist, but also love movies, sports, dance, theater. We need saints who are open, sociable, normal, happy people. Isn't that a great definition of a saint? A person who is normal, open, sociable, and happy. That's what makes a saint, according to Pope Francis. 1/3 effort to take a step toward a description of holiness. This comes from a conference I was at quite a few years back in Cincinnati, and one of the speakers was Mother Teresa. So Mother Teresa was describing the incredible work that her community does in India. And when she got all through with questions and answers, came, and everybody said, well, what can we do? How can we help? How can we pitch in? Mother Teresa said, don't come to India. Stay home. Husbands, smile at your wives. Wives, encourage your husbands. Young people, listen to your parents. Smile, encourage, listen. 3 qualities that make up holiness. And finally, one last thought. One author said, if you want to find holiness, when you go home tonight, look into the mirror. This is what holiness looks like. Look into the mirror. This is what holiness looks like. And you're going to say, oh no, come on, that can't be the case. I'm not holy. Well, remember what St. Luke and all the gospel writers, St. Paul, what they remind us constantly is God dwells in us. If God is dwelling in us, this is what holiness is. Father Jim Martin, a Jesuit, wrote somewhere, he said, being holy simply means being who you are. Being holy simply means being who you are. So tonight, when you go home, don't forget to look into the mirror. Thanks, everybody. Wonderful to be with you.